There are few teams I hate losing to more than the Sharks. In fact, there's only one, and that's the Blackhawks, which I'm pretty sure we play again soon, so looking forward to that one. Not so much. So this was the 5th game against our divisional rivals, who are doing annoyingly well thanks to our ex-backup goaltender, and of course we still have our backup. No return in sight for our beautiful Jonathan Quick. And it wasn't necessarily goaltending that we had a problem with tonight, but just every time we play Jones, it reminds me of what we had and what we no longer have and what the damn Sharks have. So anyway, 3 minutes, 31 seconds in, they score their first goal, and it's the first inkling I have that the game's not going to go so well for the LA Kings. Beautiful deflection, of course. Our players were just kind of standing there in front of the net and not stopping anything, so that was bad. And then the Kings got a power play, but couldn't really do anything on it. But it's cool because we tied it up. They tried to call goaltender interference on it. It did not work. It was a beautiful shot from Derek Forbort, and then just ever so slightly tipped in by Mr. Jones's ex-roommate, Tanner Pearson. He's like a shark killer. He has many, many points against them. He's, I believe, now tied with his goals for 2014, 2015, or 2015, 2016. Tanner Pearson has a lot of points, guys. So it's always nice to see him, and he has a contract extension coming up, he and Toffoli both, so looking forward to that one. That might actually be some good news for the LA Kings if they can get those two back. By the way, Tyler Toffoli is skating again. Not anytime soon he's going to be back in the lineup, but him on the ice again in practice is a very good sign, so looking forward to seeing Cupcake again. Anyway, game is now tied 1-1, kind of a little bit like midway through the first period, and it's all looking pretty okay for the Kings there. The second period, not so much. There were a lot of penalties, quite a few penalties, actually. We began by letting the Sharks score again, so that wasn't good. Another kind of blaster that was deflected in because no one was really guarding net there. Not good. 2-1. We then get a power play, which we do nothing with, and then immediately take another penalty, which they do something with off the face-off, and it's suddenly 3-1, and this game is looking very, very bad. That was Carter in the box. So he tried to make up for it. Next time we got a penalty, I think we got a power play in between that. Oh, we did. Immediately after the goal, we got a power play and, of course, proceeded to do nothing with it except let them get shorthanded bids. But then it was like a whole parade of penalties in the second period. I'm pretty sure the next one was Lewis trying to beat up a Shark, and while the Shark got 2 minutes in the box, Lewis got 4 minutes for high sticking because he made him bleed, and I really wish I could have seen more of the blood, because if we're gonna take 4 minutes on penalties, I want to see Shark bleed. Anyway, that was when Carter tried a couple of shorthanded bids to try and make up for being in the box when there was a goal. No go on that. But we did end up managing to get our second goal back. This was an absolute mad scramble, and I'm going to apologize. I don't think this video is pretty whitewashed. But if you can see anything, what you're going to see is about 5 Kings players all at the net, and every single one of them takes a whack at it, and none of them going by Jones, but none of the Sharks players are getting the rebound, and the Kings are just hacking and hacking and hacking, and finally it's Gaborik that gets it in. So Gaborik has now 4 goals, I believe, this season since coming back. One of them was a similar situation where except that he whacked the puck into the defenseman's head, and that went into the goal. So I don't think he did that this time. I think it was a genuine actual Gaborik goal there. So yay. Dustin Brown did some nice things on that play too. Dustin's really been playing like he doesn't want to get traded or given up to Vegas. They'd be lucky to have him. I kind of wish he would stay and Gabrick would leave. But anyway, beside the point. So it's 3-2, and it's the Kings are doing okay. Like, it's possible to come back from 3-2, although Jones is looking pretty sharp. I'm not really going to blame him for that second goal, because when you have 5 guys and you're kind of sprawled over, and it's one of them's going to get it in. So then there's another penalty, and then that was with like 2 minutes and 5 seconds left, and with about 25 seconds left of the period, then we get a power play, or at least a 4-on-4, because there was just so many penalties in the second period. Even when the Sharks were in the box, I was just frustrated. So there was no discipline at all from either team in the second period. At one point, Cliffy and this other guy dropped gloves, but they didn't actually, I guess they thought the puck was going to drop, and it hadn't, so they didn't actually let them fight. They dropped their gloves and started to go at it, and the rest got in the way, and they both got 2 minutes for delaying the game instead of actually letting them beat the crap out of each other, which, if you saw most of the plays, it looked like most of the players wanted to beat the crap out of each other. And I would have been okay watching that. I felt it would have been much more entertaining than what actually happened in the second period. Third period, then we started with a little bit of that power play, which is probably the only reason the Kings had any zone time there by Jones. Actually, it started out pretty well, and then the Sharks just kept buzzing around Budaj, and nothing got past him. But there was way too much play down that end, which meant there was no play down by Jones. When it did get there, the whole stadium's getting so excited. At one point, Shore and King had this breakaway, and I'm just sitting there like, well, that's not going to go anywhere. So, well, like, don't get your hopes up there, guys. And sure enough, Shore tried to pass it to King, and instead passed it straight into the Sharks defenseman. And there was another time where it was Shore and King and Nolan, and I wanted to fire all 3 of them for not getting their, 17 chances into the back of the net, because they should have, and if it was any other combination of players on the ice, even Kopitar at 50% could have got one of those pucks in. There were so many freaking chances, and it was very, very frustrating. So the third period progresses, and the Kings it's just not happening for them. It's not going to go their way. They try to pull Budaj with about 1.5 minutes left, and I don't think that's worked at all this season. Pulling our goalie, the Kings still can't seem to quite generate any offense there that they need. So my players of the night were Cliffy, who was at least trying to smash them when they let him. Cliffy was doing pretty well. Dustin Brown looked good. Drew Doughty, of course, always looks good, and he looked mad by the end of it. Yeah, that's really all I can single out for actually being effective in tonight's game. So we officially lose the regular season series against the Sharks, but as long as we win it in the playoffs, I'll be okay with that. So Chris Schick is booty tonight, and that's always a good thing to end on. So enjoy some Chris Sutter Dance Cam.